I want to talk a bit about the duels in this episode because there were elements that I really liked, and then there was some stuff that I really didn't like. The stuff I don't like is when it's so obvious the actors don't actually know how to fight. When they were making the prequels and other Star Wars projects, other Star Wars films, they even did it for the sequels. It's very clear that the actors have actually trained for months and months, especially the prequels, to perfect these lightsaber duels. Now, obviously, when creating a TV show like this, the actors don't have the time. It's a faster turnaround. They have shorter production times, and even though the actors do prepare months ahead, they don't have the time to fully choreograph these giant lightsaber duels and make them look stunning. That said, I think it would be so cool if they tried to put more effort into that, because some parts of these duels that we just got today were really good and others a bit Anytime the camera gets really close is when the actors don't really know what they're doing. Like they do, and they're told to kind of do this and this, but it's not like prequel level, Anakin versus Obi-Wan, where the whole thing is basically on a wide shot and you can see their whole bodies and the whole lightsaber the whole time, and you can see them actually swinging. That is like peak, and that's the goal. That stuff is where good lightsaber duels are and where good swordsmanship is. I don't know, it's disappointing when they get too close to the camera, isn't it? You're just missing out on so much of the action. You can't actually see what anyone's doing, and it just looks like a mess. Like, it's not interesting. The hits don't feel like they're hitting. The swings don't feel like they have any impact. There were a few nicer shots, especially one where Sabine and Shin Hati were fighting through the forest. There was a shot that went for, I reckon it was maybe like 4 seconds, maybe 4 or 5 seconds, where it stayed wide and it tracked them as you could see their whole bodies and their whole lightsabers kind of going on along in a line. That was like one of the best parts of that duel. The rest of it is, clunky, too close. I know it's a limitation of kind of the time they have and the resources they have to make these shows, but at the same time, it's just like, if you're going to do lightsaber duels, do them well, and it's disappointing. That said, I actually did really enjoy Ahsoka's duel with Baylan Skoll, because they kind of approached it in a different way, especially with the contrasting styles of Ahsoka and Baylan Skoll, the contrasting saber forms or like lightsaber techniques each of them have. So Baylan Skoll, I loved how much personality his saber combat had. He really seems like an old school kind of knight style guy. He was, the whole time he's holding the saber like this, close to his body. You can kind of see his biceps. You can see he's got the armor plating across his chest and on his arms. He looked really kind of strong and balanced, and played into his character as well. He's like a man of honor, do you know what I mean? He told Shin Hati to stop choking Sabine because he said he'd spare her life and said she'd be okay. And then Ahsoka's the complete, in some ways she's an opposite. She's using the reverse grip, relies a lot more on kind of spinning moves and, I don't know, surprise attacks and other kind of moments that really are completely different. You can obviously see the major differences, and they really shot that well, even with the kind of stiller moments. I didn't mind that they didn't even fight that much, to be honest. Most of that duel was them just like walking in a circle slowly, kind of like looking each other up and down. That's almost like the Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan thing in Rebels, when they had their final duel, when there were only like 3 swings basically, and Obi-Wan gets the better of Darth Maul and finally ends his life. R.I.P. Press F, please, to pay respects to Darth Maul. Like moments like that, there's so much personality in the duel. Like, I really appreciated Ahsoka's duel with Baylan for those particular reasons. The way it was shot wide, the way it was slower, the way when they were attacking each other, you still kind of did feel the hits. It was like one moment where Ahsoka had her legs. She was kicking the wall behind her, trying to hold herself up. I liked that. It needs less of the close-up stuff. Enjoyed the duels, some of them. Some could be better. That's the main point there.